This is reset back to factory reset for the camera. And now I'm going to take you through what you should change on it. So first thing I would do is actually turn off picture stabilization. Picture stabilization will blur your images or create a haze actually more accurately when there isn't low light. So you actually want to leave that off unless you're in a low light setting. So for picture stabilization, you want that off, first of all. Second of all, you want face detection on. Face detection is going to be much better on, so it actually gets clear shots of people's faces and just makes sense. For the second row, you can turn on tap to pictures if you would like. The focus is really quick on this device. It's the fastest one out in the market. So it really is a good way to do it, but it's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. Now, as we go to the third row, 1080p is still the standard, so I recommend using 1080p for your full video. However, if you do want to bring it up to 4K, you can, but you won't really notice it unless you have a 4K TV. However, where I do recommend you always do for your video recording is set it to smooth motion. So smooth motion is by far the best video quality you can get. However, you see you do lose two things that you normally can't have. However, the quality is so much better that I would still say it's completely worth it when you're filming video. So when you're filming video, I do recommend you use smooth motion. And what it does is it films at 1080p at 60 frames per second, so it looks like you're there. It's an amazing video quality, especially when you look at it on a TV. It just really stands out. Video stabilization, I would normally have on. Audio zoom, you only want to turn on when you have a person in a crowd where it's very noisy. So say if you're recording someone when they're at Times Square and they wanted to say something, that's a perfect example of when you would want to use audio zoom. For the effects, just letting you know, you can download more of the effects right here, and you can also manage them. So really nice for that again. Flash, I typically have it off unless I want it, simply for the fact that you don't want it to whitewash your photos, so I typically have it off. But if you want to have it on auto, that's fine. Flash ruins more photos, though, in my opinion, than it helps most of the time. HDR you want off for most purposes, unless you know what you're doing, which I'll have a full video on when to use HDR, so that you have a better understanding of how it works. Your storage you typically want on your memory card, and the other main part that I usually recommend doing is voice control. Voice control makes it very easy to take photos and videos using your voice, so that way you can better stabilize your phone and then say it. It's the best way, in my opinion, other than, of course, now taking a photo can happen with the camera key or the volume key right here, and that will actually take a photo as well. Overall, these are the different ways to set up your camera. I typically have HDR on, although, again, I will do an in-depth video on explaining what HDR is and how it'll help your photos later on. Thank you for watching.